Just spoke to the president about this, and he believes that China wants to make a deal with the United States. He believes China has to make a deal with the United States. It was a mistake for China to retaliate.
104% tariffs on China are not enough. I'm advocating 400%. I do business in China. They don't play by the rules. They've been in the WTO for decades. They have never abided by any of the rules they agreed to when they came in for decades. They cheat, they steal IP. I can't litigate in their courts. They take product, technology, they steal it, they manufacture it and sell it back here. Never has an administration...
400% tariffs? What would that look like?
I want Xi on an airplane to Washington to level the playing field. This is not about tariffs anymore. Nobody has taken on China yet, not the Europeans, no administration for decades. As someone who actually does business there, I've had enough. I speak for millions of Americans who have IP that have been stolen by the Chinese. I have nothing against the Chinese people. They brought great literacy, art, and tech to the world. The government cheats and steals. And
do you personally expect a recession?
I am going to defer to my economists at this point, but I think probably that's a likely outcome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because markets, I mean, when you see a 2,000 point decline, it sort of feeds on itself, doesn't it? Because it makes you feel like you're losing money in your 401k, you're losing money in your pension. You got to cut back.
Yeah. I always remind people markets aren't always right, but sometimes they are right. And I think this time they are right because they're just pricing in uncertainty at the macro level and uncertainty at the micro level, at the actual company level. And then how it affects consumer sentiment, it's hard to tell. You know, consumers still have jobs. Wages are going up at the low end, which I think is a good thing. But if companies start cutting back, yeah, the consumer sentiment changes and business sentiment changes.
Hey guys, Carlos Cortez here. I hope you are doing well. Man, what a very impactful week it has been already, and it's only Tuesday. I'm recording this on Tuesday, April 8th, 2025. And you guys have seen a lot of stuff. Our phones are blowing up saying, hey, Carlos, like, you definitely called this. I should have listened, but I didn't. I was stuck with my Merrill Lynch, my Edward Jones, my UBS, my Fidelity account. And you were right this whole time. I've gotten the emails. We've gotten the calls. We know who you are. We appreciate it. And we simply just want to help.
Help has arrived. Help has arrived.
So if that's you, then give us a call, 813-448-3446. I've been saying this for a long time. And this is not fear-mongering. This is actual, I'm backing everything up quantitatively as well as qualitatively. Quantify it and qualify it. So that's what I do. I do not like fear mongering. However, I am very passionate about the markets. I'm very passionate about helping people in their retirement and not lose to the manipulations that we're going to talk about today. Also, everything on this podcast is meant for information and education only. I am a financial advisor, but everything on this podcast is not financial or investment advice. If you would like investment advice, give us a call, 813-448-3446. Simply visit our website at cortezwm.com. Or if you would like a copy of my book, I'm giving it away for a limited time. I believe I only have like 150 left. All you gotta do is give us a call and request it. If you're a current client, no problem. Just email me, info@cortezwm.com, and I'll have it shipped to you. No problem, no cost. It cost me a bunch of money to make these hardbacks, but the message is more important than the actual dollar. So I want to make sure that everybody has a copy of the America First Retirement Plan book. This is my offer. Secondly, if you just want a guide on how we can protect your money and color code your funds, you shouldn't have red money. You shouldn't have all your eggs in red money. Most of you don't even know what red money is, and that's okay. There's green money out there, basically accounts that never lose money, that only generate interest when the index goes up. And right now you want to be in green money because the stock market is crashing. And so you can literally hit the eject button, lock in your cost basis, lock in your positions, let the market fall off so that when it comes back up, you have the ability to grow with the index. So that's green money, no fees, no loss, 100% control. And then there's yellow money. Yellow money is Amazing. Smart money, institutional money. Imagine a whole room full of day traders watching your money, making algorithmic trades, fighting against the cabal, fighting against the manipulations on Wall Street, seeing it before it happens like a GPS, already know where to go. We have that same technology that is working for you. Yes, there's fees, very, very transparent. If you're interested in that, we can move your brokerage account to a managed account that has ability to trade and protect your money as best as possible. There's also like bumper rails. So if it hits a certain percentage, the traders will go to cash. That way you're not falling off like you are right now. A lot of people, I've received emails and phone calls of people that inherited IRAs from a deceased loved one, and they can't move their money fast enough because the market isn't a free-for-all. So if that's you, have some patience. Go to cash. Go to cash. Again, not investment advice. My personal opinion, go to cash. Do not be in a stock market and worry about, I'm going to lose this and have FOMO or FUD, right? FUD, because that's what's going on right now. The volatility index is all-time high. So I just want to let you know that we are a safe place for any of our God-fearing patriots. So give us a call. Let's just talk about it so you can stop the bleeding. And we want to be here to help you. So before I actually get started, for those of you that are asking about how my tournament was for my son, here's some pictures of Nathaniel's hockey tournament. Crazy situation. In U14, they actually start hitting here in Florida. And my son is actually on the bigger size. Like, he's hit his growth spurt a little earlier because he's a December baby, December 26th baby, 2012. So when you play in 2012, you're playing kids that haven't hit that growth spurt because he's almost a year ahead of them. So he's got some muscle and some growth ahead than a normal kid. A huge size difference. Well, for it's his advantage, but unfortunately, a lot of the kids are not used to the hitting, and so Nathaniel was able to clock some heads and really just be aggressive and be an enforcement. And that's the name of the game with hockey. And so I say all that because we actually, our team, our organization, not my decision, but had to walk away from the tournament because of player safety. They didn't want our kids to get hurt or our kids to hurt any other kids. So it was pretty interesting. I've never been in a situation like that. We actually walked away because of the kids being potentially hurt. I don't know if I really agree with that because I really feel you should teach your kids to embrace pain, physical pain, and do hard things. And sometimes that is risking your body. But other people don't see it that way. I'm just more aggressive that way, I guess. And I really feel that it's important to ice bath your kids, to make them go through the rough patch, right? Like, I let my sons fight. Like, if they have argument, I tell them, go out and fight controlled, put some boxing gloves on and some headgear. I want you to go to town with each other. And if he is older than the young kid, then one can fight with one hand and the other one can fight with two hands. So you really need to, in my opinion, that's the problem with America. We're too soft on our kids. And it shows up. It shows up when you grow up because we have a bunch of wussies in the church. We have a bunch of wussies that are leading organizations. We have men that are chopping off their penises and calling themselves women, for crying out loud. And it just shows up. It shows up in a church. It shows up in your business. It shows up in your marriage. It shows up in politics. And there's really no masculinity anymore. It's toxic masculinity, they call it. So anyways, I'm getting off track here. The stock market, it's crazy, man. I'm like enjoying all this selfishly. And I'm just enjoying it because if you've been listening to our show, you have been prepared. You are smiling. You are literally smiling. Now, let's not get too conceited, right? For those of you that have green money, you are chilling. you are in a great spot. Let the market go free for all in a handbasket. You already made your decision to get out of the stock market, protect your principal, and you're just going to get all that upside. All that upside. So you might get a zero this year, depending when your year is up. And for those of you that followed my stock ideas, my ETFs ideas, you are sitting pretty, and we're going to talk about that again today. I'm just amazed. I'm amazed that this is actually happening right now before our own eyes. And what's even amazing is that the markets have melted so fast, so fast that it could be worse than actually COVID. So my thumbnail for this podcast where it could be worse than COVID, because if we look at the charts, let's go ahead. And again, I'm not fear mongering. I want to just show you how impactful this is. So if we go back to 2020, the all-time high in 2020 was 33.98. The S&P 500. It fell 21. Let's see here. 21. I got to get it right there. 2002. So 2176 really. So 3150. 3150 to 2176 is 1,214 points that it just got murdered. But what's interesting, guys, is that from this time here, the time frame that it happened was just insane. So this was from, let me go back here. This was February 20th all the way to March 20th. Just so inside of 2 months, inside of actually, I mean, well, really, inside of 2 months, it fell off. And then we had from here, it took us 10 months to break even. 10 months to break even, guys. So we had a dip, we had a crash, and then it took us 10 months to get out. That was back in February 2020. Now, let me show you something that's extremely interesting. And I'll talk about this this weekend on the Stu Peters Show, Financial, SPF. So that was 2020. Now we're going to forward. I'm going to go forward here. Check this out. All-time high here, right? Where's my tool? Okay. All-time high here. That was what, 61.47 in February. Look at this massive just sell-off. This is sharper than COVID. We are now at 49.12. Guys, this is over 1,300. We have dropped officially more than what COVID has done, than COVID itself. Over 1,300 points. And we're not even done yet. I'm thinking we're getting to this new zone here. Like, this is just one massive... Yeah, like we're going to this zone here. At minimum, we're going to 4,000. We could be going to 3,200. I'm ultra conservative on my predictions. So we could be going even worse than that. And you know what the crazy part is? The absolute crazy part is that there's much momentum. There's an ungodly amount of momentum going. Let me reset this. So what happens is there's an ungodly amount of momentum here. And if you look at my traffic lights below this circle down here, and even my MACD, there's just so much pressure coming down that it would take something, an act of God, to bring this back up. The only thing that I could see is this new low, previous low, which is like a massive concrete wall. That, here's what's scary, is that going to come down, come back up. People are going to be like, buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. And they buy the dip here, they buy the dip here, they buy the dip here. And next thing you know, you're chasing, and the fear, uncertainty, and doubt kicks in because it's red money. This is part of red money. And then they say, buy the dip, buy the dip. Bam. They lose another 15%. Market bounces back to its normal. And boom, we're going lower. This is what I'm afraid of. That could happen. And I won't know till we get closer. But for now, what we have to worry is that, well, I don't have to worry, but maybe your family, maybe your 401k, maybe your situation. I don't know your situation. That's why I have this podcast, so you can reach out and let's have a conversation on how we can help you get out of this manipulation. This market is going down. It's straight up going down. Are you going to keep on watching it bleed? Are you actually going to do something and give us a call? Let us give you opinion. You may not like what I have to say, and that's okay. I'm not here to cater to your feelings. I'm actually here to give you advice and protect your money. But the markets are going down. It's that simple. Like, this is not fear. This is not, clickbait. This is actually worse than COVID. This is happening right now, guys. And so you can't just be in stupid Dave Ramsey mutual funds. This is why I can't stand this clown. He promotes, well, I like to play 5% in my sales charge to my broker or my ELP partner, blah, blah, blah. And, these people go to church, they've been vetted and blah, 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 blah. Man, shut the heck up, man. Like, do you really want to buy mutual funds when you're 65 years old or when your mother passed away? Unfortunately, you're mourning her, and now you have to worry about market turmoil. And all she worked for, she had $2 or $3 million. She gives it to you, and only for it to dwindle down to $1 million. How are we honoring your mom that worked her whole life with her husband? Maybe she inherited from her husband, and now you're the kid, you're the steward. Now you have the responsibility of protecting your family's legacy financially. And you can't do that by listening to clowns like Dave Ramsey and holding mutual funds. Like, you might as well open up a gold IRA and let the government and the price of gold dictate what you want. Oh, we'll talk about gold here in a second. You're not going to believe what I'm going to say. But this is classic red money. And look, I'm not here to fearmonger. I'm just here to tell you, look, I trade the market every day for fun. I don't know how long I'm going to be financially consulting as a retirement planner. I might just trade and podcast. So I'm limited, guys. Like, I'm limited. If you want to work with me personally, great. I am hiring new advisors to help teach what I've been doing for a long time. But I'm not going to be working as a retirement planner, financial consultant, probably more than 5 years. And I'm only picking the people that I like, the people that are serious, the people that actually can invest, and I can do transformation for them. So I'm not a good fit for everybody. However, I want to help everybody through my firm, and my firm, Cortez Wealth. We work with everybody. You may just not get me. You might get one of my qualified advisors. And we want to help you. So give us a call. I promise it's going to be a fresh breath of air for you. You need to be able to like and trust your advisor. You need to be able to talk the same way you're talking to your spouse, the same way you're talking to your friends. You need to be able to talk that way with your advisor so that you're on the same page. It's okay, Carlos, I want to have gold. It's okay, Carlos, what do we do? Because the banks are CBDC'd now. What do we do? What do we do when the dollar crashes? What do we do if there is a QFS system? What do we do if there is appointment for my Iraqi dinar? What do we do? You shouldn't have to be looked at as if you're freaking crazy. You're not. You're not. You're just smart. You're thinking outside the box. And that's what I had to do in order to be a light on Wall Street. We are making a massive, massive shift on Wall Street, guys. This microphone, this platform is actually helping many Americans all across America protect their principal, avoid the manipulations of the high volatility index and the market, and all the correlations that it actually is doing against your retirement goals. No longer do you have to do that. There are strategies that your current advisor are not teaching you. There are strategies that your current bank does not have access to. There are strategies that your current advisor and bank don't even understand. Like, it's even biblical that my people suffer from a lack of knowledge. And so when you're in red money, guys, this is the product of it because you're forced into it in your 401k. You're forced to it into your IRA. You think this is the only option. The stock market is the only way to retire. It's such freaking hogwash. That is not true. I like the stock market. I trade it every day. But it's not meant for all your retirement, is what I'm saying. So we have to diversify, and we have to get serious about what we're trying to do. Now, I want to take a quick break, guys. Let me show you how fat I was, and let me show what I'm doing. Let me pay homage to my Get Me Lean USA strategic partner. And yeah, I was a fat, bloated dude, right? So check me out here. Imagine being able to lose weight, control what you eat, portion control, hit your protein goals, and it really isn't that hard. You no longer have to worry about expensive monthly shots that you have to take, that you don't even know what's doing to your body. And you can help with your ADHD. You can help with your discipline. You can help with your midnight hunger pains. You can actually lose weight and build muscle at the same time and burn fat. This is my before and after, and you can see how effective this is. Try it out for 30 days. You can cancel anytime. There's no gimmicks. It's completely clean and very easy website. I recommend you just get the package of all 6, Performance Peak, and you would totally do well with it. All you got to do is click the link below and let's get in shape. Hey guys, I'm back real quick. I wanted to split this podcast up into 2 because there's so much volatility. By the time I record something on Tuesday, something happens on Wednesday, and I just wanted to keep it fresh. And so coming back to what actually happened today, I'm recording this part 2 of our midweek show on the end of April 9th, which is Wednesday. And holy cow, so much stuff has happening. We have interest rates just going up again. We have Trump playing tariff war with China. And so what I want to actually explain is that Trump had a situation with Jay Powell when he was campaigning late last year. I remember reading the articles. I remember talking about this, that he said Powell is going to have to lower interest rates. He's not going to like his job. He's not going to like what is going to happen. I am going to impose tariffs. And because he knew Jay Powell wouldn't lower interest rates, and Jay Powell was like, well, I'm not motivated by political agendas. And he wasn't being political about it. He was basically saying the economy needs to air out the dirty laundry. And so that's what we're seeing right now. Trump wants to crash the markets in order to lower interest rates. So he knows that the cost of eggs, the cost of everything, gas, consumer staples is more sustainable long-term than having higher inflation. And the way we do that is we lower inflation, and we can do that by honestly just smacking countries with tariffs. They have tariffs on us. All of a sudden, it's a big deal. And this is where we get into bro investing. This is where we get into headline investing, where if you're waiting for the headlines, you're late to the game. You are late to the game. What? So my question to you is, what is your advisor doing? Is he headline investing? Is he investing because that's what his company said? Is she investing because that's what she feels? I have a gut feeling. Do you understand that Wall Street does not care about your gut feeling? That Wall Street makes a ton of money off of manipulations. What if I told you that gold is going to crash? What if I told you that it's all manipulated? Would you believe me, or would you get offended because you just bought gold? Maybe you spent 25% sales charge on your spot gold price. And I'm not saying that gold is a bad investment. I am saying that IRAs that are invested in gold is a terrible investment because you can't control that commodity, and you don't even own your IRA, and you have no principal protection. And fourth, you can't even write anything off in your IRA because you already wrote taxes off. You already got a tax credit on it. So be very careful if you want to cancel your safe money accounts or cancel your IRAs, whatever that looks like, to go into gold. You're being literally foolish there. I don't endorse that. I don't think it's smart. And I understand why you buy gold. I get it. But do know that gold is actually a commodity that is traded. Do not get emotionally attached to a commodity. It is the same thing as pork bellies and corn and coffee and sugar and cocoa and copper or any type of future or commodity. It is traded, and there's support and resistant laws that really affect that price. And so when you emotionally align yourself with something, love is blind. And do you really want America to fail? So you have to be very, very cautious of that. So what I want to say actually is I want to show you some crazy charts that just happened today that just confirmed exactly what I was saying. Again, this is not bro science. This is actually what is happening. So here we are. This is actually what is happening right this second. We had this massive sell-off. You guys saw this. People were panicking. Our office was blowing up. Not from our current clients, but clients have been watching this podcast saying, I'm losing money. I need your help. I need your help. My advisor is saying, stay in the market. It's going to come back up. Guess what? It did come back up. It came back up to its higher low, or its low before the close. And here we are. This is what officially brings a bear market into an existence. This is exactly what happened in 2020. This is exactly what happened in 1929. Stock market crashed and it bounced back up. And guess what happens here? Once this thing retraces, there is a new red candle that just goes all the way down. So this Fibonacci number basically means that once we hit this 50% fib, it will come back up. But what happens is the market volatility, because of behaviors of the market, and I'll show you, we already reached the bottoms before the new bottom comes into existence. So let me share this chart. So we're currently off the 20% off the February 20th high. This price could get easily down to 4,600. I'm talking about the S&P 500. I could see this market being down 30, possibly even 50%. This is going to be one for the history books. And so what this basically means, guys, is that this is the historicals. This is actual historicals. And so what happens is, if we look back in October of 2022, the market went down here, and it's trying to find this new home. So once it hits this fib number, it'll come back up and crash right back down to this new green bar of 3,600. So we're calling the floor at 3,600. So if you want to do bro investing and buy the dip, go ahead, because you're going to lose money, in my opinion, because of the charts. So what's neat about this particular chart and our indicators and the way we trade is that we already see these cycle bottoms. And basically cycle bottoms mean it's exhausted on the way down and needs to come back up. But since it's bearish, what happens is on the S&P 500, the Dow Jones, the NASDAQ, the New York Stock Exchange, and the Russell 2000, we already hit this cycle bottom where it's going to basically ramp back up. And then because of the pressure, because of the momentum of the overall markets, the bears have all the power. So what that means is it's just taking a breath. It's going back up before it comes back down. And if you had stocks today, you might as well, I can't give investment advice, obviously, everybody's different, but you may consider taking your your losses, your profits off the table before you lose more, because this is a huge manipulation that is happening right now. And so we are in this setup, guys, where we are just getting smacked up. We're getting smacked up right now. And I don't want you guys to be victim to this, because it is going to be extremely dangerous. So here is the S&P 500, guys. And what I wanted just to bring up is that obviously we had this downward spiral. My traffic light's turning red, and now it's turning green. So it's saying, yes, the markets are going to go up. We already have a cycle top, meaning basically it's reached this top. It's reached this top. And it has bearish power. So bearish means it's going to come down. So even though this is going up, this is a massive head fake. So basically what will happen is people will buy the upswings, and they will be like, yeah, I knew it. The bulls are back. It's going to go up. And then boom, it just crashes right back, just like it did here. It went up a little bit, went down, went up here, went down. So that's all this is that it's a bigger juke. It's a bigger fake. And so we have 1, 2, 3. Typically there's 7 waves in every type of market cycle. So this is just wave 3. If you are buying puts, you probably are in a good position. If you're selling short, you're probably in a good position. I wouldn't be in the stock market right now long term unless you know how to trade this bad boy. So great trading opportunity for the clients that are working, the doctors, the blue collar workers, the everyday simple Americans. This is not for you, my friend. This is not a place, an environment to be in and expecting that you're going to retire tomorrow. If you're retired, please give me a call. If you're trying to retire in the next 5 years, give me a call, because you may not be able to retire with the market meltdown we're about to face. There are solutions. You don't have to be a victim of the stock market. There are some very smart ways to protect yourself, also to make money on the way down. I will talk about some swing strategies in red money bucket for you to understand how to make money in the market. However, today I just wanted to just give you a market update that we are going into a massive correction. This is my opinion. Basically, on the charts, I'm not fear mongering. I'm not saying I'm guaranteeing we're going to a recession, but of course, with my experience and my belief, I feel that we are going into a massive bear correction. If you're stuck in mutual funds, or if you're stuck in the Dave Ramsey BS, cookie cutter stuff, give me a call, 813-448-3446. We are a pro-American retirement planning that is firm that is faith-based, and we give a darn about people's money. We give a darn about our mission, and that is to empower people in the kingdom, God-fearing patriots that want to protect their principle, that feel convicted to be a steward of their own money. And that's what I feel I am, a steward for you. So people hire me to give them advice. I never touch your money. I just simply want to give you advice on what to do with your money. Whatever you decide to do, we're very straightforward. We're not a great fit for everyone, nor do I want to be. I don't really work with people that don't align with me spiritually, politically, even medically. I used to say I don't work with Democrats, but really, it's Republicans too. I mean, it's good versus evil. You have to. There is no two-party system anymore. So I'm not saying that. I only want to work with God-fearing patriots that love the cross, that are not victim, that blame everybody else and don't take ownership. I don't want to work with people like that, because I build a relationship with you. I have to spend a lot of time with you to get to know you and your situation. But we want to help pretty much everyone that we can help. I just can't personally help everybody, but I have advisors that will take anybody. That if I don't have time, they have some great time on their schedules, and they're properly trained. They're properly experienced to give you the same process that we have here, our covenant process, our green money solutions, our America First retirement plan, basically uninoculating your IRAs through tax-free purposes, through tax-free conversions, protecting your principal, growing it, possibly even doubling it every 4 to 6 years with green money solutions. There are accounts out there that you don't even have to be subject to all of this. You don't even have to know any of this. It's simple. Your principal is protected. You can grow your retirement. Maybe you received inheritance from mom, from your husband, whoever. We want to be here at least to give you advice. And if you give us a call, I will send you a book about our whole process. And if you don't have time to give us a call, not a problem. Then go to americafirstretirementplan.com. Download our free guide, put your information in. We don't blast you. We don't sell you. We don't chase you. We simply will give you access to our approach. If you just want to know our approach, there's also a podcast on our approach. It's called The Color of Money on Rumble. You can look it up. Check out The Color of Money on Rumble by Carlos Cortez. And you can see our whole process. It's very, very transparent. And it's going to red pill you. So I'm actually working on a site called Red Pill Financial, just so people can understand why they're stuck in a stock market, why their only option is stocks, bonds, mutual funds, crypto, gold. Like, why is it that people are always pushing things that don't have principal protection? And that's because the big banks do not get paid to promote safety. The big banks literally are in it so that you can be manipulated. It is a legal form of stealing your money. It's that simple. So whatever you got to do, make sure your home is taken care of by protecting your principal. I cannot give you investment advice, and this is not investment advice, but I would not be in the stock market right now if you are in a 401k. I would go to conservative fund. I would go to cash, maybe not cash, but short-term treasuries, because the treasury markets right now are fixed in whatever fixed income looks like. So if you have a 401k, go through 20, 30 of different investment styles, find a good fixed income that pays a stable dividend, because the markets are going to be extremely volatile as we speak. I had to break this up into two different parts because the first 20 minutes of this show, the markets were going down. And then this second part, markets went up. And I'm looking at the charts and I see this is a massive head fake. People are going to get hurt. People are going to get hurt with all this. It's sad. It's completely sad that people don't understand that this is just a massive head fake and they're going to get sucked right into it. People sold because they panic and they're getting back in, and they panic because they panic of FOMO. And then when the market crashes one more time, they're going to get really, really wiped away. And this is how Wall Street works, because people are too late to the game. They don't want to study what is going on. And they don't have the time, and they don't have a professional that actually knows what they're doing. Most financial advisors do not trade. Did you know that? There are traders and there's financial advisors, retirement planners. I'm a retirement planner. I actually trade in the mornings from 9 to 11 every single day. I actually trade from 7:30 to 9 o'clock pre-market. And then I'll wait till about 10 o'clock to trade some of the post-open moves to see where the market sentiment is. And I'll trade for another hour, and I'm taking calls from 11 to 4, and I'm on the ice with my kids around 5. So, I mean, that's me every day. That's my life. But having knowledge about what's going on, the temperament of the markets is completely vital, guys. You literally cannot just have stocks, mutual funds, or the Dave Ramsey plan and think you're going to make it in an artificial intelligence, robotic algorithm trading. And I could prove that right now, because the one thing that you need to understand is that, and we called this out. You guys, if you're a listener, you know what this is. This is the volatility index. The reason why I know the market's going up is because we got a buy signal on the VIX April 3rd of this year, and it shot up. Basically, this means, guys, is that the market is crashing. And that's what happened. Market crash. When the market goes up, this goes down. Market crashes, it goes up. Market goes down. Market goes up, this goes down. And so right now, we see a massive, massive shift that we are going to, the stock market's going to go up. This looks like a sell situation. So we are basically studying this because this determines if the market's going to go up. This is the fear and greed index. And this puppy hit 48. And so if you bought VIXY, you made a ton of money on this bad boy. And guess what we talked about for the past month is VIXY. So this is a really good trade for those of you that feel like the market's going to go down. Then you may want to look at VIXY. The volatility is at 33.63 today. Anything over 18 is crazy. And this thing shot up. This thing shot up to 51. It was at 60 at one point recently. During COVID, it was over 70. It was wild, y'all. It was absolutely wild. So let me get VIXY out. Now, the ETF VIXY is the futures on the VIX. So look at this puppy. I got a golden cross here. That means it's going to go up. And it did. Whew, look at that. This thing, it's literally fallen off the map. So we were talking about it when it was at 13. It was at 80. I mean, are you guys getting the picture? Like, we talked about this when it was around 13. The VIXY. And it was like, what? Like $8, $10. We talked about it here around, I believe it was around 10. Yeah, it was, hang on. Nope. Yeah, it was around here. It was around $2, and this thing just shot up. So if you bought it when I was talking about it, you made literally 50 times your money. Now, this is money for people that can afford to lose. This is a risky investment. It's not leverage. However, this is an ETF that you can buy in your brokerage account, and it will defend you from a market collapse. Not precious metals, not gold, none of that. This is actually the volatility index. So what you could do is buy VIXY. I wouldn't buy it right now because if the market goes down, this will go up, but the market's going back up. So you want to see this come down very, very quickly. Very quickly, guys. So be very careful with VIXY. I just wanted to talk about it so you're aware that this thing is extremely volatile. I did get a golden cross. This went up. Obviously, the market went down, but it's going to come down because the market's going to come up, as you see it right here. And then bullish power will kick in. But that's the VIXY. For those of you that like TMF, interest rates have been extremely volatile as well. We're getting the interest rates went up, so this is going down, unfortunately. But guess what? I'm getting a golden cross here. So that means a death cross is forming. We'll see a very low. This is hitting. It hit 39 earlier today. But as you see, my green power, my short-term, mid-term, long-term, this is going to be another huge opportunity for it to take off. And when it does, guys, get ready. This thing is insane. I have a call option at 100 because the last time interest rates fell, this thing skyrocketed to oblivion, to over 400. Now, TMF is literally 3 times the 20-year treasury. TLT, I'm sorry, it's 3 times TLT. So this could create a huge opportunity for someone that wants to put money away, that doesn't want to tie it up in green money, that doesn't care to trade every day, but just want to set it, forget it for about a year. Of course, this is not investment advice, but I do like the 100 calls, the 100 strike price calls in January 2026. Right now, they're trading for $1.49. So each contract's worth about 100. Well, what is 43? Anyways, each contract's $1.49 is what I purchased today. So you're looking at $150 per contract. Yep. About $149 per contract, minus your broker fees. So yeah, you could buy this and hopefully the interest rates do go down. And if they do, you win. If not, then you lose everything by January 26th. So do not invest anything that you cannot afford to lose. Options are extremely risky. You can only lose if you buy the call option naked. You can only lose what you can only lose what you put in. That's the nice thing about options. The other thing is that come February or the end of January, the third Friday of January 2026, if you do not exercise your option, you will have to buy all those shares and call it up. So if you got in at, let's just say, $10, then you would need, and you bought 100 shares of one contract, you would buy 100 shares at whatever it is. Of course, the banks, the brokerage company will give you 1 or 2 business days to settle it. You would just have to sell your shares. You're given those options at that price. So pretty amazing, the options on this, but there could be a chance. There could be a chance that it doesn't hit by January. And I'm not making guarantees. It's just speculation at this point. It's just a high risk, high probable trade. So wanted to just kind of update you guys on that. I am doubling down. That was my trade of the year for 2024. Did not hit. It did not hit. I was hoping that it would hit before year end, the lower interest rates, but it's looking like, well, there is emergency, right? There is emergency meeting. Yeah, I mean, the Fed is going to lower interest rates. They had an emergency meeting, right? They had an emergency meeting just this week, or they're talking about just this week that they're going to lower it. And so Trump, his card is playing well. He is going to impose tariffs and crash the markets because the Fed now has to lower interest rates. And when you lower interest rates, the prices go up. The stock market goes up. Well, we hope it goes up, but he's smart because now basically you are forcing the economy to lower interest rates. For every time they lower 25 basis points, there's 100,000 new buyers waiting to do mortgage applications. So it's going to be good for real estate. Prices of homes going down, rates going down. We need 2 of those, right? We need the prices to come down and we need those mortgage rates coming down so people are going to start buying homes again, and that they can afford eggs and gas and actually go to work. It's crazy out there, man. So you don't have to be subject to all of this is what I'm getting at. You want to be able to have a plan that you do not have fear, uncertainty, and doubt. You want confidence. You want peace, love, and sound mind. 2 Timothy 1:7 says that, for I've given you not the spirit of fear, but of love, power, and sound mind. So, which actually coincides with my scripture today. Hosea 4:6, my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be not priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of God. I will forget thy children. Pretty strong KJV, right? So we want to make sure that we aren't seeking our own understanding. We are actually being a steward to God's word, a steward to our money, and we're always learning. I like saying that we're either winning or we're learning. And the word of God says, my people perish for a lack of knowledge. How true is that? How true is that? It doesn't matter if you believe in God or not. That is just a great principle. Like, you're either living or you're dying. And learning is living. Learning is being sharper every day, physically, mentally, spiritually, academically, sociologically, however you want to look at it. We always have to continue to learn. That's why I love this. That's why I love what I do, because I don't know everything and things do change. I have an opinion. Sometimes my opinion doesn't matter, but sometimes it does. However, it's just my opinion. And that's why I say everything on this podcast is just an opinion. It's not investment advice. It is for education and information purposes only. So I can't wait to see what Thursday and Friday brings. I'm going to record Thursday night. I'll probably do part 1 and part 2 and smack it all together. Mike will put it together for me. So that way it will be comprehensive for our weekend podcast. There's so much stuff going on, guys. Like, it is insane. I also like to show like some of my trading accounts. I started an account with $50,000 in it, and I think I made like $8,000 just trading all the volatility. And that's the other thing, guys. I want you guys to understand that your advisor needs to know how to trade, because if they're a good trader, they will be a great financial consultant. I'm not saying I'm better than they are, but ask them, do you trade the markets? What do you know about the momentums? What do you know about support and resistance and zones and standard deviations and average trade range? Like, ask them trading questions, and you'll see for yourself that they don't even know what they're talking about. They just hire mutual fund companies, they just sell mutual fund companies, and mutual fund companies pay them a commission, and your money's just kind of like lost in an abyss with all these different investment objectives, and it's terrible. It's terrible. So, and I'm not saying money managers are bad. I use money managers because I can't afford to trade everybody's money one for one. I don't have time, but I love this stuff, and I'm able to give my experience to clients so that they can protect themselves, so that they're not emotional. You can be emotional. I can't. I can't afford to be emotional and act on client accounts. There's just no way, because the stock market wants you to be emotional and make mistakes. So the key to trading is that it's actually 50% psychological, 40% risk management, and 10% strategy. So what I know is only 10% of the game. The other half is here. The other half is mindset. The other half is risk management. And that is where the rubber meets the road, is in the risk management and the mindset. And so if you're completely fearing, and if you have your money in the stock market, you're not going to make it, guys. Like, you will fear in retirement. You'll fear right now. And as you should, because the stock market is going down. I mean, I could break it up 20 different ways sideways, quantitatively speaking. This is not fear mongering. This is like, hey, get your ass on the phone and get your stuff together. I mean, the markets are going down. Just because it went up crazy in one day does not mean it's not going to do a fart and rip your head off the next day. That is what's happening. It's manipulation. Oh, and by the way, gold is crashing. Gold is going down, and I'll show that this weekend. But I'm thinking that we're going to see a massive, massive crash in gold. So for those of you that have been bro investing and buying precious metals, thinking that it's going to be the future, it will come crashing down, because it's a traded commodity. It is a traded commodity, and I get it. I have precious metals. I love them, and I love the people we deal with. However, right now, it's a time to take profits, sell some, sell half of it, sell half of your precious metals, and ride that bad boy all the way down if you want, and then buy it back up when it goes back up, because it will continue to go up. But you have to be comfortable with the swings. I'm talking about 40, 50% swings. And Bitcoin's even worse. Bitcoin is going to have 60 to 80% swings. And I still think Bitcoin is going to go to 62,000. So, but yeah, that's just me. Again, everything on this podcast is not investment advice, but if you want investment advice, give us a call. We're here to help. 813-448-3446. I'm out of here, guys. Don't forget to visit us on getmeleanusa.com. Great strategic partner. Don't stay fat, get healthy. We want to work with your health and your wealth. If you want to work on your wealth and get in shape financially, then give me a call, 813-448-3446, or you can visit us at cortezwm.com. But check out my sponsor, getmeleanusa.com. Great natural peptides that will help you lose weight, that will help build muscle, that will help you sleep better, help you focus more, and actually bring vitality back into your life naturally from a God-fearing company that does not believe in big pharma, that doesn't use garbage, but only natural products derived from plants and animals, the way God designed it. God bless you guys. I'm out of here, and we'll talk soon. Don't buy an annuity unless you know how to double your money within 4 to 6 years. I'm talking about no fees, principal protection. The market goes down, you lose nothing. You get an annual statement because your money's not invested in the stock market. It's only credited by the index. And what is the number one index that I can find? That's going to be the NASDAQ. That's going to be AI. That's going to be technology. That's going to be healthcare technology. What are you doing not investing in that? You want to be able to have access to a principal protected account with no fees that has complete growth. If we look at the actual index, if you look at the NASDAQ, in 08, NASDAQ was down 41%. We made 53% the following year, a 19, a 2%, a 16%. In 01 and the dot-com bombs, we made 49, a 10, a 1. And so right now the NASDAQ is down. It's a great time to get in. When Trump got in 2016 to 2020, the NASDAQ yielded over 100%. You can now effectively get into the NASDAQ without risking your principal, have principal protection, have no annual fees, and get your gains locked in. This is not found in your mainstream broker. This is not found on Wall Street. As a former stockbroker, I wish I had access to this to my clients. Give us a call. We want to help you, and we can work with all 50 states. God bless.